Hello people of the internet, this is Shaky Jake, and I really need a catchphrase. You are watching Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on impossible difficulty, where previously on KotOR we landed on Korriban and explored the community of Dresde, where there were a suspicious amount of Rhodians who kept giving us side quests or wanted to sell us stuff. We met up with some really pompous students from the Sith Academy, and we also joined the Sith by enrolling into said Sith Academy, and we're now part of the Sith. Yeah, go us. So we're gonna carry on with that today, and we're also going to hopefully, and most importantly, resolve Carth's personal side quest, because as you will have remembered from many parts ago, Carth's son it turns out he's still alive, and it turns out that he joined the Sith on Korriban. So we're going to hopefully find Carth's son today and hopefully resolve his personal side quest. And yeah, now that we're part of the Sith Academy, obviously we're all dressed in black because we're going undercover and we want to blend in. So we've got our own personal bedroom here where we've got a Dark Jedi robe. Well, Dark Jedi Knight robe. We don't need that because we've got a Dark Jedi Master robe. Some med packs and some credits. Bit, you know, pointless, but whatever, we'll take it. And as you can see from the map, fairly big layout. And there's quite a lot to uncover, so we're going to do that immediately. Before I start, I tried recording this again because I haven't played it in a while, naturally, even though I should have been playing it this weekend because I've had an extended weekend compared to normal because we've had some horrific snow over here, and it gave me the day off, and I could have used that day off to do some recording, and then I could have used the rest of the weekend to record, but I decided not to because I'm an idiot. So I'm using the last few hours of my weekend to do some recording now. And as I was about to start, Nvidia ShadowPlay decided not to cooperate with this game again, so I've switched over to OBS, and I'm hoping that the quality comes out okay, but I don't know until I've played for a bit. It does keep saying that my encoding is overloaded and that I should consider turning down the video settings or use a faster encoding preset, but I'm an idiot, so we're going to just ignore that and hope for the best. So let's carry on. We're probably going to get interrupted by Euphora ban here. Let's just double check if that's the case.
Ah, there you are. My favourite prospect for the year.
Your favourite prospect?
Absolutely. By my estimation, you are far more likely to achieve the prestige necessary to join the Sith than any of the others. As a matter of fact, I am so certain of that I'm willing to offer you an opportunity of the once-in-a-lifetime variety. Would you like to hear it?
It's because I'm not a generic NPC, isn't it? That's why I'm your favourite. Although, that being said, Lasho and Meekle are pretty unique looking wise. I don't want to say absolutely because that reminds me of somebody in real life who loves saying absolutely. But I don't even have any prestige yet.
Yet, being the operative term. As I said, you have my utmost confidence.
Oh, cheers.
As I said, you're no doubt going to be the one whom Uthar chooses to become a Sith. With my help, of course. Once that occurs, he will take you into the Valley of the Dark Lords to the tomb of Nagasado to administer the final test. There you and I will be alone with him. The perfect time to, shall we say, arrange for a change in the Academy's leadership.
Wow, that's, are you trying to seduce me, Miss Ban? Quite an interesting plan you have there. So what's so important about this tomb?
The tomb is an ancient ruin on the surface that was visited years ago by Darth Revan and Darth Malak.
You mean me?
They discovered a star map there of great importance.
You don't say. Well, the Master loves tombs, don't you, Master?
Reaching that map, as they did, is part of the final test.
That line would have made more sense if the previous joke had played off.
That Uthar will be alone is what is important.
Again, it really irritates me that the previous Joe Lee line didn't play in my current save, because that second line would have paid off that joke even more. But regardless, so you want me to kill Master Uthar?
Is that such a daunting prospect?
Don't Jedi mind trick me.
It is not as if I'm asking you to perform the task alone, or as if you will get nothing out of it. Master
Well, yeah, I
Uthar
get
will not
experience
prevail
points.
against us both. That's all there is to it. It is a very simple matter.
Pupil against master. Sounds familiar.
And so it should. It is central to our beliefs. It is my responsibility to replace my master when I am strong enough.
What's to stop me from telling him about this?
I suppose you could do that. Even the hint of betrayal from his pupil and Uthar would move to eliminate me. But this is a very good opportunity for you. You can start off your Sith career as the right hand of the head of the Academy. Me, Uthar will not offer you that. Do you believe Uthar would not be aware
Stop
of this?
Jedi mind tricking
He would
me.
quickly figure out what you have to gain by betraying him, and would never believe someone would pass that up. Tell Master Uthar what you wish. Were I you, I would think first of what the consequences of such an action might be.
Oh, there's no such thing as consequences. I have multiple saves. Let's see then. And what's your part in this?
My part in this is to help you gain enough prestige and slow down the progress of the other hopefuls. I want you in that tomb when the time is right. We destroy
Oh,
Master
lots of people
Uthar
have said that to
together,
me
and
over
I
the
take
years.
his place, and you take your place at my side. A beautiful plan in its sheer simplicity.
Can't disagree there, to be fair. And how do I know this isn't some test, even though it clearly is?
You must not know much about the Sith yet. If Uthar were even to suspect that I might be trying to supplant him, true or not, well, let's just say he wouldn't likely stop to ask too many questions before ensuring I was dealt with.
Oh, I doubt that. Master Uthar's a little bit stupid when it comes to this part of the game, believe me. Very well, I agree. Only because I'm starting to like you at the moment.
I'm so glad you see it my way. I will begin to make preparations for your final test. Your only worry now is to get there. Don't disappoint me.
Okay, so we could leave now, or we can carry on talking to her. And we're going to carry on talking to Euphora because she is a very interesting character. And in many ways, of all the NPCs that BioWare created for the first Knights of the Old Republic game, Euphora is the most interesting writing-wise. And in many ways, I wish she had been the optional party member instead of Juhani, just because I find that Euphora is so much more interesting. In many ways, she's almost a sort of precursor to many of the characters who you travel with in Knights of the Old Republic too. But moving on, how do I get more prestige?
You must impress Master Uthar. Go to him with news of your deeds, or artifacts you have discovered. The first and easiest way would be for you to learn the code of the Sith and speak it to him. I can teach you that, if you like. Shall I go on?
Yes, please do so. I honestly can't remember the Sith code very well, although I'm better with it than the Jedi code, from what I remember. But before I get you to do that, can you tell me about the code of the Sith?
I can help you understand it. Would you like to hear it? Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Simple words, yet easily misunderstood. Would you care for me to explain anything?
Yeah, we might as well go through the whole thing. So, peace is a lie, there is only passion.
The Jedi would have you believe that peace is a desirable goal. That peace of the spirit is the way the Force is mastered. That a lack of conflict betters man. We know different. It is our passion, our hate, and our desire that fuels the Force. It is conflict that improves the lot of civilization and single being both. Conflict forces one to better oneself. It forces change, growth, adaptation, evolution, or death. These are not our laws, but the universe's. Without conflict, you have only stagnation.
Through passion I gain strength.
What fuels your power with the Force but your passion? The stronger, darker emotions. Anger, hatred, fear. These passions empower us.
The Jedi say the opposite. How can both be right?
The Force gives us all power, even the Jedi. It is our mastery of our passion that gives us the strength they lack.
Those seem like awfully negative passions.
Negative? Compared to what? What keeps even the most rudimentary creature alive? Fear to run, anger to fight. Without it, a creature would most surely die.
Are you saying we aren't anything more than a rudimentary creature?
We are far more than them, perhaps. But in some ways we are little different. To think us creatures beyond the need of simple passions is a delusion.
What about love?
Love is more dangerous than all those things. Love leads to anger and hatred more often than not. But it also leads to mercy, which is far worse. That, however, is a lesson for another time.
It's interesting how Euphora actually doesn't approve of love, considering that, you know, the Jedi are so against love, but even she, by Sith standards, is also against love. I see.
It is our goal to be stronger, to achieve our potential and not rest upon our laurels. We are the seekers, not the shepherds.
Let's see. Pieces alive, I've already asked that. Through strength I gain power, I've already asked that. Through power I gain victory.
How many sorts of victories can you imagine? Peaceful victory, victory by sacrifice, a truce, an achievement. Unless the victory is achieved by demonstrating that your power is superior, it is only an illusion, temporary at best. We seek more.
Ah, that was fairly simple. Through victory, my chains are broken.
This has been argued over, and often. The chains represent our restrictions, both those placed upon us and those we place upon ourselves. Ultimately, the goal of any Sith is to free herself from such restrictions. In a
Free
way,
themselves.
so we may do whatever we wish.
Come on,
But
be a
it
bit
is
more
much
gender
more than
neutral.
that. One who has freed themselves from all restrictions
That's better.
has reached perfection, their potential fulfilled. Perfect strength, perfect power, perfect destiny. Imagine it. That is our ideal, at any rate. It is said in Sith legend that the Sithari, the perfect being, will one day lead us. But perhaps that is just a legend.
You don't think the Safari can exist? The Safari, what a weird name. It just sounds like Safari to me, but anyway.
I wonder what that being would be like. The legends say the Sithari will destroy us and make us stronger than ever. But perhaps that is just a legend. Perfection is a goal, I think, rather than a state of being. The Jedi would argue that, no doubt.
Of course they would. And this Safari, is this another way of saying the true Sith? Because they're going to come up quite a bit in the following game. Through power I gain victory.
How many sorts of victory?
I've already asked that. The Force shall free me.
The Force is our servant and our master, our teacher and our companion, a weapon and a tool. Know it, and you know the universe. Master it, and you master the universe. Strive for perfection, and the Force shall reward you.
I think I got it.
I am not surprised. The Force is strong with you. Master it, and it shall serve you well.
Well, I was Darth Revan. Talking of which, do you know anything about Darth Revan?
Revan? You mean Darth Malak's former master?
That's the one.
Very little. I never met him personally, though I heard he was a very powerful man. Very charismatic. In the end,
Oh, stop.
Revan was outshone by his pupil. Such is the way of the Sith. Why? Is this dead man of importance to you?
He is. Do you think it's possible Revan might be alive?
Anything is possible. Uthar's former master still lives, though he is in no condition to challenge his former pupil for leadership. Perhaps the same is true for Revan. Perhaps Revan is out there, somewhere, waiting to take revenge upon Malak. More likely what we were told is the truth. Revan is dead. Malak would be foolish to leave his old master alive, considering all the knowledge Revan held.
Yep, Darth Malak would be pretty foolish if he left Revan alive. So you wouldn't recognise Revan if the two of you met, or if he just happened to be standing right in front of you?
Is there any reason I should? Beside the fact I did not know Revan in life. Revan was known for wearing a full helmet and cape. Perhaps Revan's body had been disfigured by the power of the Force. It is not unheard of. Regardless, I doubt I shall be meeting Revan anytime soon.
You mentioned that Revan came here before.
Both Revan and Malak came to Korriban when they discovered the tomb of Nagasado. That was before my time.
Fair enough. That's all I have to ask.
Fair enough.
But it's not, because I'm going to ask you more questions, because you're a fascinating person. I want to know more about these ruins on the surface that we're not going to explore in this part, but I will explore it at some point in the future.
I have been involved in the work there over the last couple of years, but not often. Most of the excavating is left to the students. What did you wish to know?
Is there any way into the tomb of Nargasado?
Not unless you are accompanied by Master Uthar, no. It is strictly forbidden. And I truly doubt you could bypass the doors to the tomb with anything less than ship blasters. Even then, perhaps.
There's no other way inside?
None. I do not even know how Master Uthar gains entrance, to tell the truth. Though I look forward to discovering that fact. I have searched many times, so do not bother. There is no other way. Do not fret, however. Simply get the prestige you need and you will see the tomb soon enough.
Why are the Sith so interested in these ruins?
We could learn much about the history of the ancient Sith. Why they were on Korriban and why they left. Perhaps we could learn more about the origin of the Force itself. With that knowledge could come great power.
I agree. I've heard enough though.
As you wish.
And I think there's only one more thing I need to talk to you about. Tell me about yourself.
About myself? I'm originally from Sleheyron, if you must know. I was a slave to a cruel master, Omish the Hutt. I'm sure you don't need to know more.
Well, I'm in a very talkative mood. Oh, I can't ask her about it. Okay. Usually you get like a follow-up. I'll be going then.
You have had an excellent start. Go. Gain more prestige.
I've spent the past few minutes talking to you. I've not earned any prestige as of yet. Right, so Carth and Jolie have been standing here waiting very patiently. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for just standing there and waiting. One thing I forgot to say earlier, or if I have already said it, I may have done it previously, but we are going to resolve Carth's personal side quest in this part. That is our main task for this particular part, because Carth has been waiting very patiently to find out if his long lost son is actually properly still alive and involved in the Sith Academy. So we're going to look for him shortly, but first of all we're going to explore the Sith Academy for as long as possible, because this is our temporary new home for a while. So over here is Uthar Wyn's bedroom, which we are going to break into at a later date. We can't go in there right now, but we are going to go there later on. So the Sith Academy is a very interesting place. It's very much split off into dormitories and rooms, and then you've also got a whole bunch of corridors that lead to different areas. I mean, if we look at the map, it's quite big. So we've got quite a number of things to do here. So let's have a quick look around. Ah, the Sith Guard. What do you have to say to me?
Greetings, student.
Oh, if only you knew I was Darth Weapon. So in the original vanilla game, every single person in the Sith Academy wears that Sith officer uniform. And thankfully, because of the mod I downloaded where every student and every single named NPC wears an actual dark Jedi robe, this place looks so much better than it normally does. And we're going to explore the Sith Academy for as long as we can. So let's go down here and see what we have. We've got somebody meditating here, but whilst he's doing that, oh, we can't actually open his footlocker, that's a shame. What's down here? Nothing, but there is a footlocker we can break into, so let's do that.
Got it.
Ooh, quite a few guns here. Sith Assassin Pistol. Is that the same one Carth has? It is. Okay, it might be a little bit weaker, but yeah, okay, it's weaker. Not as good as Sol Karath's Sith Assassin Pistol, but it's still, you know, relatively good. So we might as well talk to this cow person, because let's see what his deal is.
Oh, hello. I don't remember seeing you here before. My name is Kel Alwyn.
You have a really cool name, dude, I gotta say. Is something wrong?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes, my master always says I'm too trusting, too willing to show weakness. You're a Sith, so I really shouldn't, you know.
But I'm not a Sith. yet.
Oh, I know that. I mean, you aren't yet, but you intend to be. I mean, you're just like everyone else here.
You're just assuming. And you're not?
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
Well, how did you mean it then?
I shouldn't trust you. I can't trust you. Can I?
Sure you can.
I just don't feel I belong here. I thought maybe I did at first, but now, I don't know. I just have so many doubts.
Right, so as you can tell from this conversation, Cal is one of the few people in the Sith Academy who isn't a complete and utter lunatic. He doesn't want to really commit to the whole Sith ideals. He doesn't want to, be a pompous ass, basically. And there's a number of ways that we can deal with this person. We could, be a grass and tell on him, or we can actually be sympathetic. And I'm going to go for the sympathetic option because I love option 3. Everyone has doubts, keep it up, you'll come around. That's basically saying, no, just man up and suck it. So option number 4 is fairly dark-sided and, sounds like something a Sith student would say. I'm not going to try saying option number 1 because I'm worried that he'll retreat into, trying to stick with something he doesn't want to do. So if it doesn't feel right, then perhaps you don't belong here.
But where would I go then? What would I do?
I don't want to take the risk, basically. Have you thought about the Jedi? I mean, I know Dantooine's been blown up, and I know the Jedi Academy's in a bit of a state right now, but have you seriously considered the Jedi?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. Maybe I should seek it out. Give it a try. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And he goes off, and we get light side points for that. I love how he just takes that. He's like, yeah, I've not really thought about it, but thanks for the advice. I'm going to just go now without even properly thinking about it. But we're doing that for a reason. We want Cal out of the way because I actually feel sorry for him. And I want him out of the way so we've got one less person to compete with. So, if you come to Korriban as your first, second or third planet in the Starforge quest, anybody that you happen to be able to convince to leave the Sith, you will find them on Dantooine. I've never actually, found out what Cal's like on Dantooine. I've seen the footage online, but I've never actually experienced it myself playing the game. Or if I have, it's been many years. But yeah, off Cal goes. And yeah, we basically redeemed him, I believe, because let's have a look at the quest. A doubting Sith. There we go. You encountered a Sith by the name of Cal Algrin who really didn't belong in the Academy. In fact, you advised him to think about joining the Jedi instead. Cal took your advice to heart and decided to leave the Sith and think about it. Who knows? Perhaps someday you might find him amongst the ranks of the Order. So, again, if you played Korriban before Dantooine had been destroyed, you could have gone there and found him as part of the Jedi Order. This time, in my game, he's going to just go to a blown-up Jedi Order. So he'll be like, oh man, this was the wrong decision. Let's carry on anyway. So, oh look, here's Mikul, the dude who was outside the Sith Academy, and we can't steal from him either, which is a real shame. We'll talk to you though anyway.
It's a bad year to try and become a Sith, I've got it all wrapped up.
Have you? I remember you, Mikul, right?
That's right. You might as well just go home, There can only be one Sith this year, and that's me.
To be fair, you don't have a generic NPC face, so you might actually be in with a shot. You better change your tone with me. I'm Darth Revan.
Funny. Say that after I'm a full Sith and I'll ground your face into the dirt just for fun.
Oh, Revan would slap you to the ground if you tried. We'll talk to you again, though.
You hanging around still? Don't you have your own plans? Not that they'll help you. I'm in for sure,
What makes you so sure, anyway?
You think I would tell you? Have my brain started dribbling out of my nose or something?
It would be an improvement. Oh, I can't even remember this. Yeah, it would be an improvement. What makes you so sure? I really want to mess around with these dialogue options. You can at least give me a hint.
I guess there's no harm in it. Word has it that Master Uthar gives big points for Sith
Uthar?
artifacts that are brought back from the valley.
Okay. The valley?
The Valley of the Sith Lords. You know, where the Academy does all its excavating. If you really don't know, just go out the east exit and you'll see.
Right, so he's given us a little bit of a hint there, which is cool. We're not going to explore the Valley of the Dark Lords in this part, but we will be going out there in the next one. So, let's move on and see what's down here. Ooh, the man himself. Could this be? We'll find out in a moment. Right, Carth. Let's take this easy, yeah? Don't start whining straight away. Let's just take this nice and easy and hopefully we'll be okay. We can't nick anything from this footlocker either, which is a shame. Right, Carth, are you here? I think you might want to come a bit closer for this. Let's get you in eye line of your own son. So, it might actually make sense if you stand here and, you know, I stand here and we can have a nice, friendly conversation. In fact, let's get Jolie over there as well so we can gang up on him and prevent you know, his son from running away. Right. Hello.
You take a wrong turn somewhere?
Dustil, is that you?
Oh, lovely. It's Father. Figures you'd show up after all this time. How did you manage to get inside the Academy?
Through the front doors.
Cute. I wonder how interested Master Uthar would be to know just who he has in his whip. Unless you've switched sides, Father. But I doubt that. Just why are you here, Father? Not for me, I hope. Couldn't you have gotten yourself blown up on some ship and spared us this reunion?
Dustil, what are you talking about? I thought you were dead.
Too bad you didn't still think that. Or did you really think I'd be happy to see you? Look, everyone, it's Father, come to rescue me at long last. Sure, he may have left Mother and I to die on Telos, but that doesn't matter.
No, I didn't abandon you. The task force just arrived too late. Telos was in ruins, and your mother... I held her but I looked for you. I swear I looked everywhere.
Ah, save it. You abandoned us long before. We were alone all during the wars, and even once you came back, you still didn't stay.
I didn't have a choice. I was needed
Yeah? Well, you were needed at home, too. You were needed when the bombing started, and I got captured. You know what? It doesn't matter. Not anymore. I have a new family now, a family that cares about me. I don't need you.
The Sith? You can't mean that. No, the Sith killed your mother. The Sith destroyed Telos.
So? You're the soldier, Father. How many mothers have you killed?
No, you've been brainwashed. The son I knew would never...
You never knew me. You weren't even there to know me, so don't presume to tell me what I would or wouldn't do.
I don't know what's been done to you, but you are coming with me out of here, now.
Touch me, old man, and I'll kill you. Get out! Get out of here before I tell the Sith that you're here.
Right, so you have to be very careful what dialogue option you pick here, because if you pick the wrong one, even if you want to try and, you know, lighten the situation, Dustil will respond very badly. So don't say option number 2, and don't say option number 3 either, and option number 4 probably won't do you much good either, so calm down, Dustil. Carth is only trying to protect you.
I don't need his protection, not anymore. The Sith give me everything I need.
You can't mean that. The Sith are... they're evil. They're the dark side. They took me away from you and your mother. They're what took you from me.
No, they are not evil. They're not. The dark side is superior. And you were at war long before they came along.
The Sith war to conquer, to rule the helpless. I went to war for you, Dustil, for your freedom, your future.
I don't believe you.
If I failed you, son, then it's my failure. Please don't add to it by becoming part of something evil.
Prove it. Prove that the Sith are so evil, and I'll think about it.
Such a weird thing, really, when you think about it. Prove that the Sith are evil. You mean the war that's currently going on doesn't prove that they're evil, but, you know, Dustil has some pretty weird case of Stockholm Syndrome, from what I can tell. How can we prove something like that if you're going to be that stroppy about it?
I'll stay right here. I won't tell anyone you're here, for now. You find some proof, and you bring it to me. If I hear you asking questions about me, or doing a single thing to jeopardize my position in the Sith, I swear I'll tell everyone what you're up to. You got that, Father? You prove what you're saying is true. I'm not going anywhere otherwise.
I got it, Dustil. I'll be back. I swear it.
Right, so Dustil, have you tried to go for the running in the Sith as well? Because that's cool. We didn't see you at the little opening ceremony. But anyway, so the first time I ever played this side quest, it wasn't in my first few playthroughs. I didn't actually discover this until many playthroughs down the line, as I slowly started talking to Carth and actually learning how to trigger everybody's side quest. And it's fascinating in the sense that it actually makes Carth sympathetic, more so than he may have been before. So we now need to prove to Dustil that the Sith are evil, even though there's plenty of evidence that they are evil. And again, he's just being a little stroppy teenager by the sounds of it, or at least he's acting like one. So if you annoy Dustil enough in that conversation, you end up killing him, and Carth will be really angry with you, and he will hate you for the rest of the game, from what I can remember. Not that I do it, because it actually gets me quite depressed when I do it, but it's interesting that that's an option. I remember watching a video of somebody killing Dustil Onasi, and then Carth says his usual "down you go" line, and that line is so awkward when used in the context of killing Dustil. Let's go up here, because we're going to prove to Dustil sometime in this part that we are, that the Sith are actually evil. Lasho, you are interesting because you don't have a generic NPC face, and you have a name, so let's talk to you.
I remember you from the colony. You seem all right, though you'll not win the right to train before me.
You're trying to be... Why is that even a line? You're trying to become a Sith as well. Why would that even be a line when pretty much everyone in this building is basically here for the same reason? Who are you?
You don't remember? My name is Lasho. We met in the colony ever so briefly.
Oh yeah, I told you loads of jokes, didn't I? Okay. We might as well ask you the stupid question. You're trying to become a Sith as well, are you?
Just figured that out, did you?
Yeah, afraid I did.
It just so happens that I have a surefire way of pulling ahead in this little contest of ours. You don't really have a chance.
Oh, I don't know. And what way is that?
I found an artifact that will impress Uthar far more than anything you could ever scrounge up. I'll win for sure.
Why haven't you brought it to Uthar yet?
I don't have it just yet. I'll get it when I'm good and ready.
Where is this artifact?
Like I would tell you. Why don't I just let you rob me while you're at it?
That's a pretty good idea. It's guarded, isn't it?
So what if it is? I'll get it eventually, regardless. Nothing good comes without a bit of a fight. That's the Sith motto, more or less.
Maybe I could help you get it.
Now, where are you going with this, I wonder?
Help me get it? I don't know. I suppose I could use some help. The artifact I know of certainly won't be easy to take. But why should I work with you?
Well, we're definitely going for option number 3. I've always wanted to work with a beautiful woman, particularly if she doesn't look like a generic NPC.
Flattery, is it? I suppose it's possible that Master Uthar could award both of us prestige. We'd be ahead of the others, for sure. Unfortunately, the holocron lies in the gullet of a Tukata mother. I can arrange for us to meet her, but you're going to have to help me in putting her down. That makes sense to you? Go into the valley when you're prepared enough. I'll be amongst the central pillars near the north end.
What is a holocron? That is a stupid question. Why do you think this holocron is so important?
Because it probably contains secrets from the time when the Sith ruins on this planet first existed. You don't think that Master Uthar would find that impressive?
True. And I'm just supposed to trust you.
And I'm just supposed to trust you? You're the one who has to work on this, remember? You watch me and I'll watch you. I don't trust you any more than you trust me. If you don't like that, don't come.
See you there.
Remember, the central pillar's in the valley. I'll be waiting, so don't take too long.
Right, I'm not asking her what a holocron is, because that's just... I reckon even for somebody like my character, that would be a stupid question. So, is there anyone up here? There is. Shardan. Right, is this the guy that I'm thinking of is a little bit of a dick?
I remember you. You're all right. Trying for the Academy, I see.
So are you, obviously.
That's true. I had no idea you were coming for the Academy when I met you in the colony, though.
What, you mean you couldn't tell by the way I was dressed, you silly person? Who are you?
The name's Shardan. Didn't I tell you that back in the colony? Maybe not.
I don't think you did, actually. Do you want to coordinate strategy?
I don't work or play well with others. Thanks for the offer, though.
Okay, fair enough. I challenge you to a duel.
You want to challenge me? To a duel? I've got a lot more planned than giving someone like you a fair fight. I guess we'll meet eventually, on my terms. Good luck until then.
Right, so Shardan, somebody else with a unique face, I believe. Now, we need to explore the rest of this place, because we've been here for quite a while already. And the whole part is basically just going to be me, you know, walking around the Sith Academy and talking to people and learning about it before we go out into the Valley of the Dark Lords. So here's Uthar Wynn. Is there anybody else we might want to talk to here? Right, I believe just this person over here. Who are you?
Sorry, I don't have time to speak. My training waits.
Okay, a generic Sith student who happens to have a name. That's interesting.
Just be careful if you go into the valley. I hear there's a hermit living in the hills that kidnaps students.
Yeah, sounds a little dodgy, to be fair.
There are some students in hiding that refuse to follow an order. Master Uthar wants them found and dead, and is offering a reward for it, too.
Right, before we actually talk to anybody else, let's talk to Carth in private, see how he's holding up after talking to Dustil.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk?
No, what I want is to find something. Anything that will convince Dustil that we're telling the truth. Must be something in the Academy that we can bring to him. Something that would show him what the Sith really are.
We'll find something, Carth, don't worry. Right, so do any of these people have anything to say?
Greetings. You're one of the new hopefuls, aren't you? I imagine you're eager to garner some prestige from Master Uthar.
No, I'm just here for a bit of spring cleaning. I don't know where you got your information from. Who are you?
My name is Tamlin. I'm assigned here to the library, mostly keeping it up to date with new discoveries and such.
New discoveries?
I am adding new entries into our library's database based on the excavations in the valley. Currently, I'm working on Ajunta Pall. Quite a fascinating subject.
Who is Ajunta Pall?
Ajunta Pall was one of the first of the great Sith Lords. At least, according to the ruins here on Korriban. One of the tombs out in the Valley of the Dark Lords belongs to him. He wielded a powerful sword, by all accounts. Some of us believe it might be in that tomb, which is quite exciting.
His sword?
According to legend, Ajunta Pall forged a sword imbued with the essence of the dark side. Someone who found it could gain considerable prestige.
Fascinating. Hasn't any effort been made to recover it?
Some unsuccessful attempts have been made. I truly don't know why a more concerted effort isn't made, however.
Because the Sith don't think that far ahead. How do I get to this valley?
Well, you simply need to follow the East Passage. There's an exit there which will lead you up to the surface. Look for Tariga. She is in that area and can probably help you.
What do you know about the sword's powers?
Well, the legends say the sword had dark power, but that may only be a story. We will never know unless we can examine it more closely.
I've got to be going.
I imagine you've got a lot to do.
Oh, I have. Now, it's interesting that he has a name, but he's just called Sith Student here. It's amazing, because I think normally I pass this guy and I never speak to him the entire time I'm here. But I wonder if we can actually show him the sword once we get it, because I'm not sure if that's the case. I'll no doubt find out later, though.
How do you do, hopeful? Seeking prestige, yes.
You have a very deep voice. Why are you not running the Sith Academy? Who might you be?
I am a trainer here at the Academy. I think I may be able to offer you some aid in gaining prestige, if you desire.
Yes. Can you help me?
Do you know of our renegade students?
The students who refused to kill for Master Uthar. Did I hear about this? Am I meant to actually know about this yet? I haven't actually talked to Uthar yet, but okay. The students who refused to kill for Master Uthar.
Those are the ones. It seems you have already heard of them. There is little
yeah, but I can't remember how.
Should you locate their hiding place, you would gain considerable prestige, I am sure. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to my studies.
Right, you seriously need to clear your throat, man. That's not going to help your voice at all. Right, so annoyingly these two people aren't named because they're very easy to pass up, but that's why I talk to everybody just in case. So we might as well talk to Uthar Wynn. Hello.
Greetings, young one. You have much to do yet. You have gained little prestige. You will have to work quickly if you hope to best the others.
I've only just started. Give me a chance. Let's see. How do I gain prestige, seeing as, you know, you're the leader of the Academy?
Oh? It is no more complicated than I said. Perform impressive deeds, or bring me a suitably valuable artifact from the Valley of the Dark Lords.
Oh, so it's a popularity contest, basically. Wonderful.
Really, however, you should seek out Euthura and get her advice. She is your trainer, after all, yes?
Oh, I don't think you want me hanging around Euthura for too long, Uthar. But, you know, just as a suggestion. Where is this valley?
There is an exit that leads to the surface of the planet. The valley is only a short trip from there. It is not difficult to find.
No, it's not. This game's quite linear when you say it that way. And I want to know some more about you.
You wish to know more about me, do you? And why would I indulge your idle curiosity? Will we be good friends, you think? I strived many years to hone my power, until I was able to drive out my predecessor and rule the Academy. If you are smart, you will aim to do the same, or better. There is nothing else you need to know. Do not ask again, young one.
Well, that's not very friendly. I just want to be friends. That seems a little bit harsh. I know the code of the Sith.
Then finish the code as I speak it. Peace is a lie. That is only...
passion.
Through passion, I gain...
strength.
Through strength, I gain...
power.
Through power, I gain...
victory.
Through victory...
my chains are broken.
The Force shall free me. Yes, good. You have indeed learned the code of the Sith. Speaking the words and knowing the words are, however, two different things. Tell me then, true or false? It is our passion that fuels the Force.
Right, this is the bit I hate, because if you get this wrong, you have to go through the whole code again at a later date. True?
Well done.
Oh, good.
I will test you no more. You know the code. Very impressive. Go now. You have done well, but you have not impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to.
What matters? You just sit here and do nothing. You're not walking around the Sith Academy or doing anything remotely interesting. Now that I've impressed you a little bit, I have something to tell you about Euthura.
Oh? What is my apprentice up to now?
Oh, she's being very silly. Oh, it's nothing big. She just wants me to help her kill you at the final trial.
I see. It is good that you have come to me with this information, young one. It is a bit ironic that Euthura has begun her plotting. I have been aware of her growing ambitions for some time, and had in fact already decided to remove her. Normally, the one who gains the most prestige would engage in a final
convenient.
trial. 2 of the students would fight. This time it will be Euthura who battles, though she does not yet know it. Perhaps it will be you who combats her. Yes, perhaps so. This is what you can do. Give this pad to Adrenus. He will put some poison in her bath. This will weaken Euthura for that final test, making her an easy target. Rather generous of me, don't you think?
This should be interesting.
For coming to me with this information and betraying your foolish trainer, I feel you are worthy of prestige, young one. Go now. You have not yet impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to.
Uthar really wants to be impressed, just saying. You can pretty much do a whole bunch of tasks on Caravan and then he'll eventually be impressed. I'll be on my way.
Very well. You have impressed me. Definitely a good start.
Thank you very much. So, I can't remember where this person he just said is. We're not going to talk to them though because I'm siding with Euthura, obviously. So we'll go up here and we'll see what's kicking off. There's some sound effects, so naturally we're going to go to that. Dueling room. What's in here? Oh look, people fighting. Yeah, that was never going to be a fair battle. I think the music's a bit different here from normal. It actually sounds a lot better than I'm used to. Because normally the theme from the Endar Spire and the Leviathan plays, you know, the that theme. Right, let's talk to you.
If you're here to use the dueling room, go ahead. I'm through with it for the moment.
What kind of dueling are you talking about?
This is where you get to hone your killing style. We get sent captives all the time to practice on. It's very handy.
You mean we can kill any of the prisoners here?
You only get so many before the terminal cuts you off. Some of the students are a little bloodthirsty and get carried away after all.
Well, why is that dude constantly, you know, force lightning people? What do I need to do?
Just go to the computer console and open up one of the cages. And don't be wasted. We only get so many captives a month, you know.
Thanks.
No problem. Enjoy.
Right, can we stop you from being a dick?
The former master of the Academy, Jorok Uln, is supposedly hiding out in the hills on the surface. Some kind of mad hermit.
I don't remember if these people normally wear Republic uniform, but...
Go away. There's nothing we need to talk about.
Okay, so I believe we can't free these people. We could start combat with a prisoner, but we're not going to do that. So let's slice the computer. We don't want any of these, although do we want this? Ooh, okay. Interesting. Right, so we have found out something about Dustil. That's scary. Okay. It didn't trigger anything in the journal though, which is a little bit interesting. But anyway, interrogation room. Let's see what's going on here.
Maybe you can do better than I. This Mandalorian is proving more resistant than I expected.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get him to tell us where his weapon cache is hidden. So far, all the serum combinations I'm using are proving ineffective. If I bring his drug threshold too high, he'll go into shock and be useless. Too low, and he just refuses to talk. It's been maddening.
How do you drug him?
Just activate the console. It gives you a variety of options for serum dosage. The right amount applied at the right rate should do it. The real trick is that the only way to gauge your progress is to watch the prisoner closely for his reaction. Our scanners can't pick up his vitals.
You want me to try it?
Certainly. Just don't kill him or send him into shock. He's supposed to be questioned, not executed. If you manage to get the location of his cache out of him, I'll be sure to pass on the good word to Master Uthar.
Alright, so we've got a choice here. We could do this, and I might give it a try in a minute if I can get this combat music to stop, because it's a little bit overkill at this point. Okay, we got that music to stop by making a save and then reloading. I think that music just constantly plays no matter what you do. Right, so can we talk to you first? Okay, you can't respond whilst imprisoned. So let's go to the computer panel. Can you speak Galactic Basic? Okay. Tell me where your weapon cache is. Do you know any way I could free you? Trust me, I'll help you if I can. Okay, let's try this. I'm not very good at this normally, so we have to get him to be basically in a small coma from what I gather. So, oh, we have enough computer skill to automatically do it. Is that actually the case? Wow, that didn't actually work. Let's try that again. Why is that even on here? Okay, maybe I just don't have a good enough computer skill. Right. Let's try high dosage. Okay. I never know how to do this normally. I usually just click random things and hope for the best, because I legitimately do not know how to do it.
What have you done? I told you not to put the prisoner into shock, didn't I? Now, how are we supposed to find out where the weapon cache is? Uthar will be furious. Ah, I may as well take this fool and dump him somewhere. He's useless to us. I cannot believe you are so incompetent.
That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go to a parallel universe where I actually succeeded. We'll try this again. So let's try the computer skill. Oh, we succeeded that time. I can't believe it didn't work the first time, but on a reload it does. How interesting.
What have you done? I told you not to put the prisoner into shock, didn't I? Now, how are we supposed to find out where the weapon cache is? Uthar will be furious. Ah, I may as well take this fool and dump him somewhere. He's useless to us. I cannot believe you are so incompetent.
Okay, so we actually did it properly that time because the skill check actually worked. I think I've already picked this up. Yes, I have. I can't believe that computer skill option actually worked that time. Anyway, so did we actually kill him? Because I don't know. I'm not quite sure on the circumstances of that person. I imagine we haven't killed him, but like if it's the equivalent of a lobotomy, that's kind of scary. But whatever. Now, we need to talk to that one person, don't we? Or we could potentially talk to that one person. And interestingly, you can't go through this door in this game, but in the sequel you can when you come back to Caravan. So, or was it that door? I can't remember. I'm assuming I can talk to this person that Uthar mentioned. People have lightsabers on. We're going to loot them because we can and we're allowed to do so. And yeah, I love how they're doing this right by two people who are meditating. That's quite funny actually. And it doesn't look like that person's around here. Let's continue to loot them, however.
Got it.
And where are my party members? Oh, they're right there. Good. So this is where you go when you want to go to the Valley of the Dark Lords, but we're not going to go there just yet. And I've been playing this for a very long time. It's amazing how much depth there is to the Sith Academy when you start exploring it. And we're going to try and talk to Euphora once again because we want to obviously find out a bit more about her and get into Uthar's bedroom because that's our plan. So, Euphora, let's talk to you.
I understand you have impressed Master Uthar at least a little. That is good. We are one step closer toward completing my plan. Were I you, I would not get too excited just yet. You still have plenty left to do.
Oh, I agree. You mentioned you were from Slahaywan, the cut planet from this game.
I did. I also said that you didn't need to know more. Why are you asking?
Because Uthar wouldn't be my friend, and if you want me to trust you more, then I want you to tell me more about you. I just would like to know more about you, that's all.
I see. Very well. I suppose there's no harm in the tale. As I said, I was originally a slave to one of the Hutts. The Hutts control everything on Slahaywan, and a slave is nothing to them. I was determined not to be nothing. One night when the drunken worm had me alone in his chambers, I stabbed him and escaped the compound. I stole onto a cargo ship and was not discovered by the crew until they reached the next system. They left me for dead on a desolate planetoid, alone. But that was fine by me. I was glad to be anywhere other than Slahaywan. It was not luck that I was eventually rescued, of course. The Force was strong with me, though I didn't know that at the time. Not until the Jedi told me, that is.
The Jedi found you? What happened?
I'd rather not discuss it. Perhaps another time. Is there something else you needed?
As you can see, Euphora is almost like a honorary party member because you can have all these discussions with her and she'll eventually open up to you. I have some news about Uthar.
What? What's happened? Our plan is still intact, I hope.
Of course it is. He just plans to have me fight you in the final test.
Ah, how very clever of him. Normally you would face some other student in the tomb, preferably one of the failed ones. Obviously Uthar has decided to get rid of me. But why? Did you say something to him?
I may have done. Yes, I did.
What? You fool! Oh, while I respect your attempt to play both sides of the fence, you are playing a dangerous game. If you think Uthar will truly be so grateful to you for double-crossing me, think again. Your only chance lies with me. In the end, it works out better that it is only the two of us in the tomb with him, so long as we refuse to fight. Is there anything else I should know?
Yes, he wants you poisoned. I'm supposed to give this pad to Andranus, if that's how you say his name.
Let me see that. So it's true. Thank you for bringing this to me. Now I will be far stronger than Uthar expects. Here, this pass card will allow you access to Uthar's quarters. It's at the far end of the passages with the other quarters. Take this device as well, and put it inside his cot. No one should see you do it. Then Uthar will be too weak to stand up against us. Don't even think of failing me. You and I are too far into this now to back out.
Oh, I agree. So, we'll come back and talk to you later. So, this is where, you know, the stealth mechanic would actually make sense, you know, so people didn't see you go in. But we could just go in here without any problems whatsoever and nobody tells you off or anything. So, we're in his bedroom, you know, where everybody in the Sith Academy wants to be. They all want to be in Uthar Wynn's bedroom.
That datapad, just take a look at it. I wonder if Dustil knows his friend was disposed of like that. If not, it might convince Dustil that what we're saying about the Sith is true. It'd be worth a shot.
Okay, Carth, we'll get to your son in a moment. Just give me a chance to do what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, there was a datapad in that footlocker that is quest-worthy. Ooh, Jedi Master Robe and a Sith mask. How wonderful. So this is Uthar's bed, which brings all the Sith students to the yard. Let's open that. Device could easily be planted underneath the bed. It apparently will stick to the metal and be well out of sight. Now, if I remember correctly, we can actually tell Uthar about this part of the plan as well, but we're not going to do that. So let's just place the device. And that is a really cool sound effect. And we're done. So, Carth, do you have anything to say about this datapad? Because I forgot to talk to you about it earlier.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk?
Not right now. I think this datapad we found is the evidence we need. We have to bring it to Dustil right away.
Right, so we might as well look at this datapad whilst we're here. So if we scroll all the way down, I'm not quite sure why this datapad doesn't have a unique name, but it, you know, it just doesn't. So here we go. Found it first time. This datapad appears to contain numerous entries of notes made by Master Uthar of the Sith Academy. Most prominent of the recent entries is the following. The pupil known as Dustil has shown remarkable progress. His talent with the Force is great. The same, however, cannot be said for the human female that he arrived with, Celine. She has little talent. Moreover, Dustil holds a great deal of affection for her. This is a weakness in the boy and has been slowing down his training. Orders were sent this morning to have the girl removed from the academy and terminated. I will tell Dustil that she was killed in the valley. He will forget her soon enough. I think he is too promising to lose at this juncture. And that gives you a little bit of insight into how manipulative Uthar Wynn can be. I actually quite like Uthar Wynn. He's more of a Sith in the traditional sense than Malak is, in the sense that he actually comes across as intimidating and scary and somebody you don't want to mess with. In many ways, I'd be more terrified of Uthar Wynn than Darth Malak, but again, that's just me having a preference for certain types of villains. And Uthar also sounds a little bit like Shere Khan to me, so maybe I'm just being a bit biased. You know, he's got the sort of classical kind of voice that resonates with me. Let's carry on, and I'll go back to my main recording now. We're going to poison Uthar for later on in the game, which is useful. So let's go back to Euphora and report to her of the good news before we find Carth's son and convince him to leave.
Hello again. I trust all is going smoothly.
Yeah, I've poisoned Uthar for you. We're going to be fine. How did you become a Sith?
I would prefer not to discuss that.
I'd really like to hear the tale, though.
Why? There is no point. Have I asked you about your past?
Well, you could, but you wouldn't believe me. I just thought we could become friends, or maybe something more. You know, get it on a little bit.
I see. You certainly have odd notions for one hoping to become a Sith. I'll play along, for now. Let's see. After escaping from Slaheron, I was found by the Jedi. They took me in and trained me, even though I was a bit older than most Padawan.
Padawans? You were a Jedi?
Not really, no. I never progressed beyond Padawan. I had discipline, but no peace. And after my treatment at the hands of the Hutts, there was little room in me for the ways of the Jedi.
You sound very much like someone I used to know.
Yes, well, I imagine I am not unique. Things very easily could have been very different for me. I wanted to use the Force to free the other slaves I knew, to fight for what I knew was right. The Jedi restrained me until I couldn't stand it anymore. They claim the dark side is evil, but that isn't so. Sometimes anger and hatred are so deserved and right. Sometimes things change because of it.
But has anything changed? Although, in all seriousness, I agree.
There is suffering and injustice in the universe. I am surprised the Jedi can even stand the stench of it, much less stand by and do nothing. I know this may sound strange, but only my compassion stands in my way now. Once that is gone, let the slavers beware.
But if you lose your compassion, will you still care about those slaves?
Yes, of course. I mean losing my compassion, as in holding back. But enough of that. I have talked about myself too much. Surely you are tired of it.
I'll be going.
Come back soon, my friend.
Oh, Euphora called us her friend. I'm just going to double check to see if she has anything else to talk about.
Greetings, my friend. I do rather enjoy saying that.
No, she doesn't. Okay, I'll be going.
Come back soon, my friend.
I'm sure we can always double check on her anyway before we get all the prestige that we need. So let's go and talk to Dustil Onasi, who should be down here, past Mikul. And we're going to hopefully convince him to leave the Sith. So let's put solo mode back on because we want Carth right in front of his son. Oh, okay, the pathfinding's gone a bit wonky here. That does happen from time to time in the Sith Academy. So let's get let's get father and son together. Let's organise everyone up.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm going to this much effort to try and make it
Ready.
like an intervention. And I can't remember who Dustil Onasi's voice actor is, but he's been in a whole bunch of different stuff, including one of the Lion King sequels. Do not ask me how I remember that. So, Dustil.
Sure. Back already? So tell me, Father, where's this proof you promised?
I have a data pad I want you to look at. You knew someone named Celine?
Celine? She's the one who convinced me to come to the Academy with her. Why? Where did you get this?
Look at it. It belongs to Master Uthar, doesn't it?
Yes, it's his, but he told me he said that she'd been lost on a mission in the valley. This says that they
killed her because she was hindering your progress. Superiority at any cost, Dustil. There's your evil. Or can you live with that?
No, I can't. I had no idea. They lied to me.
Well, there's the son I remember. Now, will you leave here?
No. You go do whatever you have to, Father. I have some other friends here. I have to warn them what's going on. And maybe I can, look around here and find out some more information. From the inside. Something that might help you.
I don't suppose there's any way I could talk you out of that, is there? I mean, you're not gonna do anything halfway. Sounds familiar.
I guess it does.
I'm proud of you, Dustil. You aren't hanging on to a lie after you see it for what it is. Not everyone could do that.
Maybe after this is all over we can talk. I'm still not sure about us, but I'll listen. Maybe we can get back to where we should have been.
Well, I'd like that.
I'll go back to Telos when this is over. You can find me there. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, son. Good luck.
Okay, so Dustil's walking off forever. We've lost that datapad, and I actually forgot to look at that, so I will load an earlier save and I'll edit that in so we know what we actually, what was actually said in said datapad. Anyway, Carth, how do you feel about this?
Yes, what's on your mind?
Do you think you'll see Dustil again?
I think so. If he's anything like he used to be, Dustil hates to be tricked. There's no way he'll let the Sith trick him again. As for whether or not he'll be my son again, I don't know. He's so full of anger and hate. I wasn't expecting him to be like this. Well, maybe we can work it out. I hope so. I guess I'll have to wait and see. Thanks, by the way, for all your help.
No problem, Carth. Now, I imagine that when Carth says he didn't think his son would be full of anger and hate, in many ways that almost sounds a bit like Carth at the very beginning of the game, except, you know, Carth's anger and hate is very restrained, except in rare instances. So we've done Carth's personal side quest. That is it for him for the entire game now. He doesn't really contribute much at this point, but we are still going to travel with Carth because we all know Carth's awesome. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. I suppose I could talk to Master Uthar one more time and see if he has anything worth noting.
Do not forget our agreement regarding Euthura's treachery. We shall put her in her place, should you reach the final test, that is.
I know the location of the Mandalorian prisoner's weapon cache.
You do? That is most interesting. Where might that be?
I've changed my mind. Actually, I don't want you to know.
Oh, how very sad, young one. You should learn to grab your advantages whenever you can.
I'll be on my way.
Very well. You have impressed me. Definitely a good start.
Because who knows, maybe I want that stuff for myself. But unfortunately, you never actually get it, as far as I know. So, we are going to leave it there for now. We've done quite a lot in this episode, and I appreciate it's been a very long one in terms of talking to people and discovering things and so on and so forth. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. We will explore the Valley of the Dark Lords in the next part. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.